the current of comparison. Let me tell you, this one is way too easy to get involved in. And in a world where everyone posts perfection, it's very easy to feel like you are not enough. You're not good enough. What you have isn't enough. What you're wearing isn't looking good enough. The gifts that God has given you aren't measuring up to the standards that you might think you need to make a difference. All of these things. Comparison is a toxic trap from the enemy, and it's a current that you and I both need to stay out of. The current of comparison will always leave you feeling empty and never secure in who you truly are. You know, this can come because of maybe a distortion in your identity. Maybe someone has told you you're supposed to fit into this box. Maybe you've always felt like you don't measure up, and it's because you haven't found out or maybe accepted who you are and who God has created you to be. God didn't create you and call you to fit in. God didn't try to place identical gifts in your life like everyone else. No, He made you unique. He made you because He's creative. He doesn't copy. And the identity that God has given us is enough for Him to use us, for us to make a difference in the world we're living and in the circle that we are in. People look at those who are different and they want to follow them. You're a leader. People look to you for inspiration. The story that you are telling and the testimony that's shaped around your life and the things you've done and where you're going are special. They're yours, and no one else can tell your story. So stop letting the trap and the current of comparison lead you down a road that's only going to continue to destroy your calling. Today, let comparison go and focus on being true to yourself. You know, when I was very young, I was 19, and my dad was like, hey, you want to start preaching? And so guess what? I jumped in and basically became a youth pastor at 19 with no real idea of even who I was at that time. My whole perspective of being a pastor had been shaped over the years that I had been raised as the pastor's son and people who I've seen and other pastors who I've seen on a stage. So I immediately thought that that's the kind of person, or that's the look that I needed to have, and that's the voice that I needed to sound like, and those are the certain things I need to talk about in order for me as a pastor or even a youth pastor to make a difference. And it led me down a road of insecurity that broke me down. And I became so insecure that I couldn't even figure out who I was anymore by my mid-20s because I thought I was supposed to fit into this box. See, the title of pastor, it can be taken from me, but you can't take who I truly am, which is a son of God, which is a dad, a husband, which is a drummer, a speaker, a talker. You can't take those giftings away from me. And so who I am is not just a pastor. Who I am, I'm a person, and I love people. And so about the age of 25, 26 years old, I finally begin to realize that I don't have to perform to be a pastor. I don't have to perform on a stage. I don't have to try to fit into a box. And I certainly don't have to try to dress, talk, or act like anyone else, or even those who are popular around me. I can just be myself. And I saw the influence that God had given me begin to grow when I accepted who I was, and I allowed my voice to be the thing that spoke to people all around. And even today, I'm so thankful for every opportunity, but I know that it's not about the things that I'm saying, and it's not about how I look. It's about the voice of God and how He speaks through me. Don't let comparison steal any more of your life. Don't allow it to break you down and to leave you feeling insecure. Today, get secure in who you are and know Jesus has a mighty calling on your life.